Hi all, welcome back to Beanie's Hobbies, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at the Tronxy X5SA printer. Well, this thing is a bit of a mighty beast. It's not exactly the sort of printer I would recommend to the guy or the lady that's just starting out in the world of 3D printing, because this thing is supplied completely in bits. You have to assemble the whole thing. The instructions they're okay, but you're better off loading up the card that comes with the printer, because the instructions that are on there are a lot clearer to read than the little sheet of paper they supply. So let's get into this and have a little bit of look around the machine. So standard, we do have filament detector, we have metal extruder, we do have auto bed leveling, we do have, hang on, let me just turn it on. We do have full colour touchscreen. Quite simple, quite easy to understand and use. But this machine isn't without its issues, which we'll discuss shortly. And we'll just have a look at a few of the prints that I've actually printed. Now these first couple were test prints that came with the machine. I haven't actually done anything to them, I've not cleaned them up. I mean, quality isn't brilliant, but I have seen worse. So we've got a little bit of stringing. See here, we've got a little bit of vibration. See here, we've got some extrusion issues, but I don't think it's actually the printer at fault. I think it's these test files that are at fault, because after I'd finished printing these test files, let me just get this out of the way, I then moved on just to print printed this vase. It's not hollowed out, it's filled, just to see how it'd come out. And you can see here a little bit of vibration, but it's passable. There's nothing hideous. Like I say, I've had a lot worse prints from other machines. And then I did try and print. This is actually printed in vase mode or spiral mode in Cura. So it is single skinned, hollowed out, and it didn't actually come out too bad, apart from one little piece down here where the printer decided to, it actually caught on the edge and left a bit of a, you see there, left a bit of a gap. But apart from that, didn't actually come out too bad. Now, for the downsides of this printer, the main thing is this bed. The actual build surface itself is, well, it's actually really good. I have problems, actually, you can see how I've damaged the build plate trying to get the prints off. It does stick very well, but I have actually ordered a magnetic bed for this printer, and I shall tell you why. Now, this bed, when you finish doing your prints, you're going to need to remove the bed. If you try and take the print off while it's still on, you're going to end up moving it. Now this thing is an absolute pig. It will not stay level no matter how hard you try. So what I'm having to do every time I finish the print is to run the auto bed level and re-level it. And the easiest way for me to tell if this bed is level or not before I even start a print is I'll home the machine. Saying that, we might as well do this now together. So we can go to manual and then we'll home the machine. Now I just removed that vase off of this, but I did actually remove the build platform. Obviously just took the clips off and slid it off before, because like I say, if I tried to remove it off here, it would knock it out of level. So I very carefully removed it, then very carefully put it back on again. So we'll just let this home. Excuse my funky lighting. If I don't have any lighting in here, you can't see what's printing when I'm recording with time lapses. So the machine is now homing, and I just want to show you if the level has moved or not. So far, every single time I've wanted to print something, I've had to re-level the bed. Now the previous Tronxy machine that I had reviewed that you saw on my channel, that actually got sent back because for the life of me I could not get the bed to stay level, and I also had issue with the auto bed leveling. It failed and it kept shoving the nozzle through the build plate, so that was another big issue. So that machine got returned. Now what I need to do is find my ruler, which is over here. Let's have a little look around my workshop. I've got another little printer over here which we'll be reviewing in a separate video. A few of my prints that I've been recently working on, so I've got some spoilers. Anyway guys, getting back to this. So what I normally do is I grab my ruler and I will measure from the top of the build plate to underneath the first rail here, and I can see that it's currently at 45, 46, 47 mil. Take it to the other side, remeasure again, 47 mil. So by removing the build plate to take your prints off the bed, you won't actually disturb the level. If you try and do it while they're on, you'll knock it out because there's actually nothing stopping the build plate from dropping. So there's a slight design flaw. Another issue that you're going to experience after sort of a couple of weeks of printing are these belts. Now these belts will stretch and you're going to have to adjust them. Now the only way to adjust them excuse me, is by pulling them up tighter on the actual print head itself. There is no other way. There is no other way of tightening them at the moment. Excuse me. Another good point about this machine is there's not many wires. They have gone for the single cable design, which is over here at the back. There are a couple of other little wires, but the rest of them are all neatly tucked away. So all in all, not a bad printer. Print quality isn't brilliant at the moment, but this is early days. I mean, this hasn't been up and running for that long. And I actually haven't printed that much with it. But I just thought I'd update you guys on this printer before you actually go out and buy one, just to pre-warn you it will arrive in many, many parts. The only actual part of this printer that is assembled is the print head. Everything else is in bits, belts, pulleys, stepper motors, every single thing, all the plate, the screw rods, you have to put together all by yourself. Obviously the screen's assembled, power supply's assembled, and the actual main control board's assembled. Apart from that, everything else is in bits. Now, build-wise, we have got 335 across, 335 wide, and across, 400 deep. So you've got quite a big build area on this machine. There are some nice touches, like the cables tidied up in this linkage to keep everything out of the way. Same down here for the cables for the heated bed. Will say that they have actually gone to the effort of insulating the bed, so the bed does heat up quite quick. Print speeds on this machine sort of vary. Let's just have a quick little look. I can't remember everything off the top of my head, and I've got so many machines running in here. Let's just double check. Print speeds they're claiming is between 200 and 100 millimeters a second, so we're not too bad. Print size, yeah, sorry, was 330 by 330 by 400. Oh, so we have got the filament detector. We have got power loss resume. We have also got thermal heat protection. So we do have everything that most of all the, the more expensive 3D printers have. By all means, this isn't a massively cheap 3D printer, but it is cheaper than some of the Creality versions. But do be warned, you will have to assemble this yourself. So we've taken a look at the prints. Like I say, the quality isn't too bad. It's not brilliant, but like I say, I need to still early days, and there are a few more tweaks to be made to this printer before it's perfect. Auto bed leveling seems to be working. Now we will just take a quick look at the auto bed leveling before we end this video. So for auto bed leveling, obviously we need to go into level. Now you can do it by hand, but the best way that I've found for leveling this machine is to wind your thumb screws. Now we have 6 of them, 3 on each side, all the way down as far as they'll go till they reach the bottom on all of them. Then skip your hand and go straight into auto. And now you can see here it's now going to read the bed. So the machine will start up. Sorry about my camera skills, I still haven't got hold of this gimbal. So the machine is now going to start up and read all the points on the bed. Now once it's done that, I'm not going to stand here and wait because that takes a while. I will come back and we shall go from there. And while this is just running, I was saying before about changing this bed for a magnetic one. It'd be a lot easier because then at least I won't have to keep taking the bulldog clips off and risk moving the bed. I can just then obviously just slowly peel the magnetic bed off without risking losing the level at all. So this is just about finished leveling now. So we can take a look down here at the screen at the measurements. So we can see that the back is slightly too low. So it needs to come up slightly. And we've got 0.22 down here at the front, so that could do with going down slightly. So all we have to do is adjust these thumb screws accordingly. So we just need to drop it down slightly. And obviously then we want to raise the back up a touch. And then yes, you're going to then have to go back into level. And you're going to have to run your auto level again. Then what you're looking for is the numbers to be relatively close to each other. Okay, and that is the easiest way to do this. If you try and do it by hand, it's pointless. You do it by hand, then you run your auto level, it's all going to be out. So this is the easy way to do it. So we shall let this run again, and then we'll come back and take another look. You might have to do it 2 or 3 times until you've got it right. And then if you're really unlucky, you're going to have to do this every single time if you happen to knock the bed at all. But obviously before you do your level on this machine, get your ruler out and obviously measure your heights in the first place to make sure you're not miles out, because if you're miles out you're never going to get it level. Alright guys, so let's let this run and I shall come back again. Okay, so it's just finished, and we can now see that these back numbers have gone up a little bit, so I'm happy with how this has turned out. So the next job would then be to set your Z offset. Now I've learnt with this machine, let me just find my trusted piece of paper, which I have momentarily lost. So I'll just get another little piece. Now I found with this machine, normally when you set your Z offset, you would move your nozzle down onto your piece of paper so it's reasonably tight. This machine, you don't want to do that. You want to do it so it's literally near enough just touching it, even maybe slightly above it. Because if you put it down too low, the nozzle will hit the bed. So let me see if I can get you under here and zoom you in a bit. So at the moment, obviously we can see from my terrible camera skills that it's actually miles away at the moment. So we're going to need to drop the bed, and we're going to need to lift the bed. Oh, come on camera, focus. Up. See, now it's tight. Oh my days. Right, you're going to have to take my word for this, guys, because I cannot hold that camera down there and adjust it. Right, so now it's tight. Right, okay, so it's loose. Just double check by eye. So you're near enough. I could even say you're better off doing this by eye than what you are with a piece of paper, because you want a reasonably good gap under there. Now, after using this machine for several times and levelling this bed a lot, see, for me, that's fine. There's a little tiny little bit of resistance, but if I went down any tighter than that, it wouldn't print. So once you've done that, all you then need to do, set Z as 0, and that's done. Your bed's then levelled, and you're ready to print. So that's really that easy to level the bed on this machine. But if you buy one of these, you're going to be finding you're going to be doing that an awful lot. Wouldn't really recommend anybody go out and buy this machine as it is. Don't get me wrong, it is well built, nice construction, nice solidly built. You know, it doesn't wobble, it's all built out of aluminium. But until they sort this bed issue out, it's not something that I would recommend, because a lot of you guys are just going to end up losing your patience with it. For me, I don't mind too much, because what have we got in here? 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 5. I've got 4 other printers in here at the moment, so I don't mind spending a little bit of time tinkering with this thing. So yeah, we'll probably do some more videos on this later on down the line. But yeah, apart from that, that's about it. One other word of advice: if you do get one of these machines, before you go and do your print, it'll start heating the nozzle up. You're going to need to go into tools, manual, and you're going to need to drop the bed down away from that nozzle. Because if you don't, when it heats up, all you're going to do is melt a hole in your bed. So yeah, make sure you just drop your bed down before you start preheating it. Alright guys, that's it for me for this one. I hope you found this of some use. Hope you're all staying safe, hope you're all well. Please like and subscribe if you want to. If you guys, anything you guys really want to see on the channel, drop me a comment down below. And I'll always do my best. You guys know that. Anyway, that's enough for me for waffling on for now. And I'll catch you all in the next one. Cheerio!